and it's just an incredible opportunity. And you'll hear me say later, but this business changed for me when I stopped giving a shit what other people thought, especially on social media. So that's going to be talked about a little bit later, but I'll let Lauren kind of hop into the first slide here.
Gosh, sorry, I had myself muted and I started talking. All right, so what I'm going to dive into is basically the basics of what it is like taking action. What are the basic steps that you do as a coach? Because there's that instantaneous of like, okay, I signed up, now what do I do? And so what Beachbody provides us is a lot of training, but really just dialing it down and like taking and making these first basic steps are going to be all that you need to know. If you go into your back office, yes, there's going to be so many resources for all the different stages of your business. But right now, we're going to stick to the basics because you don't need to know everything yet. You'll get there. But right now, these tasks are the first thing that you need to know. So we have a tracker that Beachbody's created. It's called the Business Activity Tracker in the New Coach Mentorship or on the New Coach Google form, which is in the mentorship and our team page and Courtney's team page. We have the link to print out this tracker. Beachbody may have already emailed it to you also. But basically, it's just how you win the week, how you can keep track of the steps and actions that take to kind of kick off your business. And so it breaks down into 4 parts that we call the vital behaviors. Basically, if you do these things, you will start to see growth in starting your business. So the first one is being proof of the product. If you're going to be a Beachbody coach, you need to what's different about our business is we're like a walking billboard. We get to show that we are taking care of ourselves and that our programs make us be better at being healthy. It's not about having this massive transformation. It's not about having this, go from this weight to this weight. I mean, it tends to be a great side effect of Beachbody, but just being proof that we are taking care of our lives through daily exercise and through nutrition, with Shakeology, with our, if you're not using Shakeology, if you're using our performance line, just showing how those things help make your life in being healthy better. So that's what we get to do, is be a proof of the product. The next is we are a relationship business. We don't just give someone, and I'm not bashing any, other form of company, but I'm just I'm thinking of makeup. With makeup, it's easy. We don't just give someone a lipstick and then be like, all right, hey, bye, but let me know when you want another lipstick. We are all about relationships. And when we work with someone, we have to connect and let them know that we are here to support them and guide them along the way. So building relationships and talking to the people on your social media platform, or not even just your social media, but the people around you, your family, your friends, and letting them know that you have this opportunity is huge. And so building relationships, connecting with people. And then the next part is inviting. And I used this example when I went live in the mentorship today, but, think about it like a birthday party. So if we have a challenge group that's happening, or if you've decided to host your own challenge group, if it's no different than a birthday party. If you are going to plan a birthday party and you want people to come to it and to enjoy the time and to, do all the things, you got to invite them. You have to say, hey, I'm having a birthday party. Come and join my party. That's kind of how our challenge groups work. If you don't invite someone to come to it, you can't be upset if nobody shows. And so that's how this business works too. If you're participating in a challenge group, and you want people to come into the challenge group with you, you have to let them know that you're hosting one or that you're a part of one. And the next thing is follow up. This is huge, huge. We are busy. Other people are busy. We live in a busy environment, and it is so easy to invite someone and get stuck in our heads that, you know, we think, oh, they're not answering because they don't want this or because they don't want that. But in most cases, they've just looked at their phone or looked at their watch and they've just forgotten to get back to you, or they've forgotten that you guys have had a conversation. So following up with people, I try to do like a 48-hour window of like, hey girl, you know, I know time gets crazy, but you know, are you still interested? Or did you have any other questions? Let people know that you think of them. And sometimes, honestly, they appreciate that. When you follow up, it lets someone know that you actually cared about them. Sometimes there's been a couple people that slip through the cracks that I don't follow up with, and I honestly feel really guilty because I'm like, oh, I hope they didn't think that I didn't care. So follow up is huge. The next thing is, you know, get yourself results, get results in this fitness and fitness part. And if you are ready, you know, to start, as you start bringing on coaches with you, the business part too, get people results. But the best way to do that is to get yourself results first. But when you bring on challengers with you, help them get fitness results too. And that's why our challenge groups are so key, because it helps people be accountable to staying consistent. And the last part is personal development. This might be the part that's newest to you, but I will say it is so important. Where we are such a business in relationships and working with people, we have to make sure that our mind is right and that we're, you know, in this space of a good mindset, a positive mindset, and confident. And so reading personal development is very important, but it's also something that you get to do for you. I've found that when I read personal development, I try to make sure that I'm reading a book that actually serves me. So like right now, some big hot, you know, names on the market are like Rachel Hollis, Brendan Burchard is amazing, Brene Brown. They're all wonderful, and they each hit different marks. You know, Rachel Hollis is about, you know, girl power and like, you know, don't care what other people think, you know, you can do you. And Brene Brown is a lot about like, if we feel like our weaknesses are, you know, interfering with us, but actually our weaknesses are strength. She's a lot on vulnerability. So what I would suggest is talking to your mentor coach and kind of getting in tune and chatting about what area of growth you think you need at this time. Are you struggling with the opinions of other people? Are you struggling with, you know, maybe posting on social media, or just having conversations in general, or just staying consistent with your tasks and habits alone? So that is key. So those are the four bits of, you know, what it is that we do as coaches. But what's great is we have this tracker that kind of keeps us in line to check off those daily tasks. So sorry, I went a little bit over
that one. You're fine. I also wanted to just add that there's also a digital way to do that, to track now. It's called SCBAT. So Success Club, S as in Sam, C as in cat, and then bat, like the animal or what you hit a baseball with. And you can log everything on here digitally. So yeah. It's real cool.
Oh, I did hear it's iPhones only. So.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
That I just found it out. Someone said the other day, but I think that's
okay. Yeah. Okay. Social media. So, shoot. I don't know if this edited correctly. Oh no, it's right. Okay. Okay. So top things that we want you guys to take action on right now in social media. Number one, you need to let people know what you're doing. You need to know that you can help them or you can provide some sort of service for them. So you need to tell your followers that you're here to help. Basically, this is we used to call it / still sort of call it your coach coming out post, announcing to your followers that, hey, I'm a coach, I can help you, I'm on this journey with you, however you want to phrase it, but they have to know what the heck you're doing and that they're actually able to join you on this. So that's number one thing to do on social media before anything else. You need to also be doing a program, following a program, and sharing the journey. A ton of the objections to coaching you're going to hear are, I am not at my goal weight. I don't want to show people the journey. I want to show them the end result. And that's actually the opposite of what makes a really successful coach. People want to know that you're in the journey with them. You're down in the trenches, getting your workouts in every single day, even when you're not motivated, even when you struggled and ate a whole pizza the night before, or drink or whatever it is. People want to know that you are relatable to them, not that you're 20 steps ahead of them. Okay, and then once you do start posting, I want you to rotate through health and fitness posts. So think of it as your trifecta: health and fitness posts, coach posts, and personal life posts. So health and fitness is going to be anything, obviously fitness, recipes, tips on how to work out in the morning, those types of posts. Your coach post is going to be anything business coach related. So what your weekly paycheck is going to go towards this week, why you started coaching or why you decided to finally jump in to be a coach. That's going to be a huge one for you guys right now as you're starting out, when you're maybe not putting a whole bunch of your coach income towards things other than your product. You want to talk about why you decided to coach. What post of ours, of Lauren and I's, made you say, oh, okay, that relates to me. Maybe I could do this too, and post about that. You want to be relatable. And then personal life posts. So literally anything else that has nothing to do with coach life or with health and fitness in general. I post about my dogs. I post about my baby. I post about my husband. I post about my event planning life. I post about fashion. Find what works for you and people. So we just like last weekend, we decided that people need to know, like everyone has a guy, right? So it's like, okay, Lauren's example was her father-in-law does roofing, I think was her example, or something like that. Every time anyone has a leak, has shingles missing, they call her father-in-law because he's the guy that does that. So think of something that you're really good at and be that guy for your followers. For me, that's budget our fashion on a budget is a lot of them, or like reusing my maternity clothes for fashion. I post a lot about mom hacks and mom tips right now because that's just my phase of life. So stick to what is in your phase of life. Show your face, show your personality in the text, like write out your text of the caption of your photo, how you would talk, so that people can see like, oh, okay, so she's kind of sassy, or she's kind of funny, or she can be serious for a change. Like talk about how you would talk. And then people want to see your face. Obviously I put a couple of examples right here of Lauren and I's grids. That our faces are in so many of ours, and because that's relatable to people. People want to know that there's an actual person behind the phone. And then that being said, get a preset Lightroom. This goes into depth in the Canva slide social media training in your new Coach Google form that you should have already received. But get a preset and a filter and stick with that, or the same general one, so that they all kind of coincide, all your pictures. And if you're ever like doubting it, go look at your Instagram grid and be like, okay, what do I kind of need to post next? I maybe had a lot of myself. Maybe I'll post one of a group, or post one of, a different angle or something like that. I always am like auditing my 9 pictures, the grid is what you call it. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to post about next? What kind of picture should I aim for? That kind of thing. And then I just find areas around my house. This is in front of my garage door. This is in my spare bedroom. This is on a brick wall on the outside of my house. Like, this is at my in-laws. Like, there's tons of options that you might not even think of. And you'll definitely find yourself like looking for places and pictures and like weird things. Like at Target, you're like, oh, that tree would make a really good background, like those types of things. But anyway, so make sure they coincide. Like you can see in mine, like a lot of my like pop color is red, black, especially in this current grid. Blues are usually a pretty big one for me, but it looks like here in Lauren's, she's got blue, 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 and then some yellows pop here and there too. So make it coincide with each other. And then save those stories for your unfiltered content. Show up without makeup on, show up real in scrub, and that's where you can put like text on photos and show like, you know, if you've watched Lauren or I's our stories, you know, like we share about like what they get when they join a challenge group, and that's where you reserve those photos that have text on them. So those are kind of the main social media tips for right now.
And as you start creating your own, that's what we're here for. So don't hesitate. I actually had one of my girls today, she texted me a picture and she was like, is this good? And it was like amazing. It was so fabulous. And I was like, she's like, should I post this? And I was like, yes, you must. So don't be afraid to use us as a sounding board as you're trying to figure it out, because it's not going to be perfect in the beginning. You know, we've both been doing this 3 years, so we've kind of grown with it, but just, you know, being conscious and being, you know, aware of the tasks that we do is so huge. All right.
And here, I was going to say, here lately, we've been like, which picture should I post?
Courtney will send me 3 and she'll be like, which one should I use for this post? Yeah. So don't think that like when we even make our decisions, like we're even bouncing them off each other. So definitely like, don't be afraid to reach out to us, to reach out to other coaches as you know, get in with the team, because that's what we're all here for. And we're all asking the same questions of like, would this work? Is this okay? I mean, be cool with constructive criticism. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is just a simple basic of how to remain an active coach. So Beachbody, you know, as coaches, we invest in our business, and to be active and show Beachbody that we are coaches, we want to have 50 PV or higher. We can do that by selling 50 PV of product, but if we're being a product of the product, you're probably already getting it and using it anyways. But to keep yourself active, you want to have 50 PV. So your annual order of Shakeology or the Performance line, that automatically locks you in for 90 PV, but so you don't have to worry. But if it's a month where you're like, I just, you know, I don't need a bag of Shakeology, you can mix and match. So we have Beach Bars, we have Energize, Recover, we have so many things. And I found this graphic that has like a nice little way. So 2 boxes of Beach Bars is 60 PV, so you'd already be above it. Plus you get your 25% discount. We have the 3-day refresh, Recover. There's so many different things to use. And I love, so just recently I bought a challenge pack for the work because I'm so excited to do this program. So I bought a challenge pack. Well, I already have my regular stuff, so I didn't actually need more, but I bought the challenge pack with the Energize samplers and the Recover sampler, not samplers, but like packets, the individuals. So that way I can start using them, giving them to friends and be like, hey, try this, selling them, you know, for $1 a piece if someone wants to try Energize. So I'm using them to support my business, using them as gifts or, you know, just like thank yous. So it's supporting my business. So, and then also keeping me as an active coach. So that is the basics of staying active. And so that's your goal, because it's your goal each month. All right. So next we're going to talk about rewards. So I get excited about this because I am very much, so there's this like study of different gem types, and they say like this one type of personality is a Ruby personality. There's like each one, it's just something silly. I love personality tests. But I am definitely what they consider a Ruby, which means I'm very driven by prizes, rewards, incentives. I always joked when I actually started making like decent income with Beachbody, I was like, I better not tell anybody, but I would totally coach just for the t-shirts, the free t-shirts they send us, because we get these different incentives. And so every month, we make it our goal to help 3 people get set up the same way we got set up. So we all got set up with challenge packs, the kit that comes with your year of your workouts, your bag of your Shakeology, or if you opted for the performance, your Energize and Recover. So all of us started that way. So we just basically wash, rinse, and repeat. We duplicate that process. So if your goal every month is to help 3 people do just that, you fall in the category of what Beachbody calls Success Club. So what that means is you've proved that within your business, you found success. Another fun tidbit is from those 3 people, you make $150. Like the 3 people altogether, that'd be $150. So 3 friends get to work out with you. You make $150. You're in Success Club. It's all fun. And so the first month is a t-shirt. The second month is, it goes like every 3 months. So then it's like a Beachbody Monopoly. Then it goes to like a hoodie and a backpack, all these different things. And so it scales up. Plus you earn these things through commissions. Now the only requirement is that you have product of 90 PV on Home Direct. So I'm pretty sure that's like, you could do 2 boxes of Beach Bars and Energize, or, you could do all the different mixes and matches, your Shakeology, obviously. So that is one thing. That's how you hit Success Club, is 3 people a month. The next thing, and those people can be challengers, or they can be discount coaches, or they can be coaches who want to work this business. It can be anyone that's set up with a challenge pack. It could be your mom. But the next, incentive that is really fun is called Success Starter. So Courtney mentioned that we met in New Orleans 3 summits ago, but what she didn't maybe realize is the only reason I went to that New Orleans trip was because I got my ticket for free. I honestly, if I would have paid for that ticket, I don't know. I was in a weird space in my business. I was still teaching full time, but I was like, I don't want to let this free ticket go to waste. And the reason I earned this free ticket was my very first 3 months of coaching. So I signed up as a coach in November of 2016. So I hit Success Club December, January, and February. So for all of you who are here, if you just signed up as a coach in October. So if you signed up as a coach in October, you can hit Success Club October, November, December, or November, December, January, if that makes sense. So your first month is kind of like a pass, but if you hit it the first month, then you need to continue that consecutive of 3 friends each month. So I got my ticket to the summit. It was life-changing. It was the most spectacular trip. We're going this year is back to New Orleans, and it is absolutely fabulous. So the next perk, Beachbody really loves to spoil us. If you've watched Courtney and I over the past couple of years, you may have seen us on trips or, vacations. These are called Success Club trips. So basically, Beachbody plans a massive trip every single year to a different location. Last year it was a cruise. The year before was Riviera Maya. This upcoming year is Punta Cana. And both Courtney and I both have teammates going, and it's so exciting. But if you stay consistent with helping 3 people each month, Beachbody basically runs a list. And on this list, they invite coaches that have hit their mark to earn it. We don't always know that mark. It changes from year to year, but it is the trip of a lifetime. And I've been able to take my family on 2 vacations, and it will now be 3. So just some really fun incentives for helping 3 people a month. So often we pour into our jobs, our not regular 9-to-5s, and we're not often rewarded. The reward sometimes is just the job itself. And so it's always a change of pace with Beachbody, because they're just constantly thanking us for doing what we really technically are already should be doing anyways. So that's that.
Agreed. Okay. So last but not least, what you need to do in the next 24 hours is let's do Emerald, baby. Okay, what the heck is Emerald? So Lauren was just talking about how you need to help 3 people a month, and Emerald is 2. So once you help 2 people, They have to be signed up as either a discount coach or a working coach, which is the exact same sign up, exact same thing. It's just a different title. Honestly, they're either working the business like we are, or they're just benefiting from the discounts that we get. So same sign up, same process, everything. It's just the title. But in order to become Emerald, so like this graphic with the pink top right here, the left, you have, I always like to call it the family tree. So you are at the top, you have a left leg and a right leg. You just need to have 2 people underneath you, one on your left leg, one on your right leg, signed up as some sort of coach. So how I typically do this is when I'm chatting about the boot camp or whatever you want to call them, your virtual online community of challengers. When you're talking about that to someone and they say, okay, let's do this, I'm in, I'm ready to go. I always say, okay, awesome, I can't wait. There are 2 options in order to check out. You can either, 1, sign up as a challenger for the price we just talked about. So I usually kind of recap what that means just a tiny bit. Or you can sign up as what we call discount coaching. I like to kind of reassure people that I know it says coaching in the title, but you definitely don't have to coach unless you want to, because that word kind of freaks people out. And they are like, oh, I don't have to, are you sure I don't have to coach? Like, that's probably the number 1 question I get when I talk about discount coaching. Unless they actually want to coach, they are like, okay, are you sure I don't have to be a coach right now or whatever? Okay, so I give them those 2 options. Usually I say, okay, do you have any questions about any of those? Usually, like I said, they ask about the discount coaching, maybe a little bit more about it. That's when I go into a little bit more detail about the $15 a month fee, but you still get 25% discount on literally every product possible. So it's totally worth it. So usually I kind of throw in like a personal, like, I'm all about bargains. Like I just said, my intro to this whole call, I usually throw on that, like, I love a good deal. So I was all about saving 25% a month on whatever I wanted. And usually when you throw on a little bit something personal like that, they're like, all right, I might as well do the discount. What do I have to lose, you know? So like I said, your goal is to rank advance in the next 24 hours. So start trying to think of 2 to 3 people who might like to join you. My first 2 coaches were my dad on one side and my sister on the other. I didn't really make them do it, but my dad loves Shakeology, still drinks Shakeology, still eats beach bars. My sister started with Shakeology and she's, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, and then later I signed up my husband. So a really good beneficial thing to do for your business is to sign up your spouse or significant other on one of your legs, because in the long run, it benefits you so much with income, with being able to work that business as almost basically a second business, and you start working that. So I'm retracting. So the benefits of becoming Emerald, number 1 is it's the first rank and you're in the company. So you are starting to learn, you're starting to get a little bit more serious about the business. You get to be shouted out on our team pages, just like these recognitions here. And people start taking notice of that, even if it isn't like a huge deal. It's 2 people, 2 customers that signed up as discount coaches, but it is the first rank and people are like, oh shit, she's already doing this. Maybe she is serious about this business. So people see that. You also begin eligibility for team bonuses, which are weekly, and that is on top of commission. And then you also, like I said, have control of another account. So you can, once you start building yourself, you have control to then build that account to certain ranks, and it just is more income for you in the long run. like I said, shout outs on team pages, and finally summit recognition. So you get definitely lots of recognition for the rank advancements that you hit at summit, and it's just fun. And sometimes you even get like, faster in line and places like that. So it's really a lot of fun, and it makes people realize like, okay, yeah, this is definitely something I'm keeping my eye on her and this business and what she's doing. So that's really it, you guys. Does anyone have any questions about anything? My eye is like messing up. Okay, well.
Love it. Well, just know, you guys, we are here as your mentor coaches. We are here to answer any questions. Right now, we're diving into the new the mentorship on my end. So that is there. And then obviously the Google form kind of reiterates, the Google form training reiterates all this. So if, any of it, I know sometimes it can be a lot at once, that's more self-paced. So definitely there to support you. All right. Well, I will post the recording also in the training in court. I'll send it to you. And Katie, I'll see you on Friday.
Okay.
All right. Bye.